Hey, Valentine's Day is next week. You might be thinking about chocolates, dinner, flowers, but let's talk about money. Because a new study focusing on couples and their finances says that 45% of couples admit to arguing about money. So joining us this morning to talk about this study is Meredith Stoddard, the Vice President of Education at Fidelity Investments. Meredith, the other 55% of couples probably just don't admit it.
I think you might be onto something there. Yeah, the reality is you're not alone if you are one of those couples that are arguing about money. And the reality is that 1 in 3 disagree on major areas of goals and spending and saving. And so you are definitely not alone.
Yeah, so can you talk a little bit about your study, about the key areas that couples agree or disagree on?
Yeah, well, 25% of couples say that money is their biggest relationship challenge, and communication is key. So for those who are doing pretty well, talking through those challenges, making sure that you're working way through it and coming back to the table regularly makes a huge difference. Even amongst those who communicate well, though, we do find that 1 in 3 couples don't even know what their partner makes. So that could be a good starting point if you're not sure where to begin.
Oh, my word. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. I was going to say, I mean, because if you don't talk about these things early on in your relationship, obviously, probably by the time you start to argue, there may be major problems, you know, overspending or spending another spouse doesn't know about.
Absolutely right. And a lot of couples do admit to just ignoring it and kicking that can down the road. And it's just not going to get you where you want to go. Time is on your side. So you want to use that to your advantage by coming to the table early and often and chipping away at some of those things you might be afraid to bring up.
I mean, it is interesting because in any relationship or marriage, a lot of times one couple or maybe both people in the relationship bring things like college debt or, I mean, you know, all of these things that all of a sudden those financial issues are the responsibility of both people.
Yeah, it can be really easy to fall into patterns of like assuming the other person knows more or this person handles the day-to-day stuff, so I'm not going to worry about it. And the reality is that there's always an opportunity to come back to the table, renegotiate. Don't overly defer or don't assume that they have everything covered because sometimes you can find out the hard way that they don't, or to your point, they have a lot of debt that you just have never really talked about.
Yeah, can you tell us more about the top financial concerns for couples? I mean, is it not enough savings or too much debt already?
Yeah, there were definitely some themes that emerged. Not surprisingly, retirement was a top one. So whether that's saving enough for retirement, when are you going to retire, healthcare costs in retirement. There were also some misalignments when it came to how much emergency savings, what kind of lifestyle is reasonable based on where we are in life and what we make. And then among younger couples, there were definitely a lot of concerns that came up around saving for a home or having enough money to have and raise a child. The good news for the younger couples is that time is on your side. And some of these goals are months, years, or even decades away. And so use that to your advantage by coming to the table and figuring out what can you chip away at? How can we set the wheels in motion to get ourselves on a trajectory that's going to get us where we need to go in the coming years?
Yeah, Meredith, you know, years ago I heard at the start of my marriage that somebody said, oh, is there like this limit when you and your spouse are spending something? Do you have hey, if I'm going to purchase something that's more than $50 or more than $100, like the limit that you have to stop and ask your partner, hey, you know, is this okay? Or consult your partner.
Yeah, well, to your point, it's a collaborative agreement that you come up with. For some couples, it's what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. For others, it's nice to have sort of this bucket of money that's yours, theirs, and ours, and figuring out how much is everyone going to contribute, how much do we pull out, where does each come from. So the good news is that there is no wrong answer. Do whatever works for you, but have those conversations so that you don't hit this moment where you buy a big screen TV and you're like, wait a minute, we didn't talk about that. Yeah. And so having those conversations up front makes a big difference.
All right, Meredith, I know that there are resources Fidelity provides to help couples improve their communications. Where can they go for more information on that?
Yeah, fidelity.com/couples. You'll find some checklists, articles, and lots of resources to help you get that conversation going.
All right, and to make it easy for people, we always link you there on click2houston.com. It'll be right in this interview. Thank you so much, Meredith Stoddard. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.